Hello, we're Team Fairness, and we defeat evil. It's a lot simpler than you'd think. So when we get most of us to join this idea, Team Fairness or the Church of Fairness, and our purpose is to bring about the World Fairness Agreement. And if we can just get people to stop doing others wrong, then that defeats evil. Then there is no more evil being done by humans because no one's doing anyone else wrong. That's how simple it is. So we just have to do it. Anyway, I want to talk about my life's purpose when I was a young man was to understand what God is, what awakening is. And so I began my quest to get my own understanding. I wanted to know what everything is. Why is this here? Why am I here? Why is the universe here? How is it that it's here? What does it mean? And so forth. So I want to compare atheism, Buddhism, Christian mysticism, Meister Eckhart specifically, and the Upanishads, an old spiritual scripture from India. So, first of all, I've got to look at if I can make a case that atheism is non-dual. It might not be so. Atheism may or may not fit into the categories. It does if you consider atheism as science. So we're talking about scientific understanding with atheism and the non-dual side of science understanding, which is the non-locality, quantum entanglement. So everything is one thing. That's non-dual. Also, superdeterminism matches up with the will of God perfectly. So it's just that there's not a mind there that has the will. It's already determined, everything. So then Buddhism has this idea that in the Heart Sutra, it's not anything you can think of. So it starts off with what has form is formless, and what is formless has form. So it could be expressed mathematically as 0 equals infinity. So that an understanding of that would be that what everything is actually not anything. So not anything at all is actually what we're experiencing. Somehow 0 can be this. There's not anything to stop 0 from being this. And it is this because we're here. So that's the idea that I have from it, the understanding. So then we have Meister Eckhart, and he said that God is pure nothing. And he said that the eye that sees God is the same eye that God sees us with. And the love that I love God with is the same love that God loves me with when seeing one love. That's one of his famous quotes. So now I want to talk about the Upanishads and the story about the essence of pots is clay. So there's 3 pots, clay pots, and the essence of all of those pots is clay. All of them are made out of clay. So if you understand that pots are made out of clay, then you know the essence of what pots is. So he also says that, did they teach you about what can't be seen, what can't be heard, what can't be known? Well, nothing can't be seen, it can't be heard, it can't be known. And he asked, did they teach you about, did they tell you to find out what your essence is? What can't be seen, what can't be heard, what can't be known? So Meister Eckhart explains how the essence, basically the essence of what God is the same essence as what I am. Same essence as what everything is. Everything has the same essence. And he said God is pure zero. So this stuff is matching up. It's really interesting how that they're in agreement. So Meister Eckhart said that God is silence. God is love. God is silence. And silence is not anything at all. You're just not you're just being nothing. You're being pure nothing when you're silent, no thoughts. And he said that's what God is pure nothing. So are they atheist? Are they saying that there's no God? It's nothing? See what I mean? Now here's a place where atheism might differ from religious beliefs, because religious beliefs generally have some agent that is here to help us. Christ, or one of the Buddhas, or one of the gurus in the Hindu religion from the Upanishads. Somebody that understands this, that has a connection to the all-powerful oneness, the all-powerful Godhead. In Hindu religion, there's the Godhead. In Christianity, there's the Godhead, although I think it's been twisted around. I think Meister Eckhart understood. The Godhead is pure zero. And in the Hindu religion, it comes from formlessness. It's also in the Sikh religion that the all-powerful oneness, the one is Ik, Ankar. Ankar is creator, creation. One creator, creation. And it starts off as explained as formlessness. It's formlessness at its root. So I wanted to understand what everything is. And I think I understand. And I have connected with these beings that join with us when you're in devotion to love for everything. And when you agree to stop doing people wrong. If you're doing people wrong, you really don't love them. You can say you do, but if you're doing people wrong, you got some other commitment that you love more, like God. So people do others wrong because they are serving God first, or it could seem that way. Now, what if your God is like Judas, and he wants you to do them wrong? So their commitment is to be on the side of Judas, so they're going to do you wrong every time, because that's what Judas wants them to do. So is Judas real? I don't know, but this phenomenon is real. This idea that to hurt other people. And if there are these beings, spirit beings, or extraterrestrials, maybe, that's what I think. So maybe I was told in a dream that there's a group of extraterrestrials Their purpose is to keep us under control. And they don't care about our feelings about it. Rather tyrannical, don't you think? So there's a group above them that told me about them, and it cares about them too. So this group above them has love for everything. And so they have devised this way to stop them from harming planet Earth. Look, planet Earth is on the verge of something like we're joining with the big neighborhood. I communicate with them, and if the people in science would realize to study more about these beings in our mind, and it's starting to happen with Robert Falconer. He's got a book called The Others Within, The Porous Mind, see they can come in, and spirit possession. So it can be a good thing or a bad thing. They're in control, like a puppet master. So is Judas like this one that wants to control all the humans? We call it Judas. It's those aliens. They're the puppet master in your mind. And so we're finding that we can make peace with them. We're not condemning them to hell. We're finding a safe place for them. And that's what the World Fairness Agreement does also. They're totally forgiven. We don't care what they did to us in the past. Maybe they gave us probes with, abduction, pulled us out of body into their bright light UFO, and maybe pulled you through walls. I've had dreams like this. And I've had dreams where I'm with these beings and I'm just totally relaxed. I'm like a good patient with a doctor, and they're like probing, but I don't feel anything, They're just giving me an exam. And I've wondered if those bright lights aren't from the operation table. So a lot of this stuff comes from our unconscious mind while people are having surgeries. That notion came to me one day. That's just interesting. I like to come up with things that people haven't thought of before, and sometimes I'm right. Not usually, but sometimes. So if we're talking about nothing at all, we can't say that it has love or any quality. It's not that, it's not that. What it says in the Heart Sutra, if there's not anything, then there's no deception. So we call it truth. So it kind of gives the idea to you that fundamentally there is truth, whatever that is. Whether it's zero, nothing at all, then that's the truth. Whatever manifests as this, whatever happens to us tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, is the truth. Truth is what happens next. So we don't really need to argue about what truth is. Now you know, it's what happens to us next. Whether it's a dream or a simulation experience, or whether it's an air leak on a hose. There. That's what happened next. That was probably the pop-off valve on a compressor. So, it's a safety feature. Well, if we're talking about all it is not anything, where do we get the love from? From each other. The same love that I have for God is the same love that God has for me. It's my love. It's my God. The essence of me is God. The essence of everything is God. So the essence is what can't be seen, what can't be heard, what can't be known. And who told the humans all this stuff? These extraterrestrials that love us, and they want to help us, but we got to deserve being helped by them. We got to say, Meister Eckhart said, if you just say one prayer, it's enough. If you just say thank you, that's enough. Then you qualify for help from the divine, from the sacred. I think they're very real. They're as real as you and me. We can't see them. If you love them, they'll love you back. If you ask, what can I do to help you? They will help you also. And what we can do to help them is relieve their concern that humans are still killing each other. They're concerned about that. If you want to help them, be a member of Team Fairness or the Church of Fairness. And it can be a religion that's the foundation of all the religions, because it doesn't interfere with them. They just have to agree to not do others wrong. Other religions, other people, each other. The Pope is talking about a new religion. I dreamed about the Pope about a month ago. He's face-to-face dream, and I knew he understood. I've had dreams like that where people, I see them and they're talking to Christ. But to me, they're talking to me. Because those beings, they chose me. I'm the chosen one. They told me. Christ means chosen one, Christos. That's all it means. It's not up to me or you. It's up to them. They got more power than we do.